So I just got done repairing a couple of iPhones. These are phones that we buy online and then we sell them locally here where we are at in Conway, Arkansas. And we used to try and buy phones locally and then resell online, but we learned very quickly that the ecosystem, the reselling ecosystem here in our town is very, very good for phones, and that phones actually sell for more here than they do online. So now we're actually able to buy a lot of phones like Samsung Galaxies S6s, S7s and above, iPhone 6s and above. We're able to buy those online and then resell them locally for some pretty good margins. A lot of times, you know, 100, 120% margins, depend on some phones, you know, a little bit less if it's a more expensive phone, but they generally sell in a few days, and it's a great way for us to get some extra cash flow within a few days. I was originally going to make a video about showing you guys how you can flip phones from eBay to Facebook Marketplace, but since a lot of states are closed down because of all that is going on, I haven't done so. If that's something that you still want me to do, put in the comments section down below, and that's a video I can put together once everything is lifted. I know here in Arkansas, you know, we're still one of 9 states that does not have, we're not really locked down. We're just encouraged to socially distance, which we do all those things. So we've just been getting some phones ready to sell once people are a lot more comfortable with meeting up. So that was it. And also today what we're gonna do is, I'll go show you. If you watched our video a couple weeks ago where we were planting seeds and we've been getting ready for our garden, is that one of the things that we were doing is starting seeds indoors so that when we get ready to plant, which is this week, we would already have some plants ready to go. But we don't, we're fairly new at this, and I'll show you, is that we started 92 different seeds, and this one here, that little guy right there, he's the lone survivor. Actually, there's another one, maybe there's 2. That one may be coming back, but as you can see, all of these, that one, I don't even know what happened to that one. I think Desi got after it. All these, you see they died. All down here, there's a couple that they may survive, but we're not very good at this whole gardening thing. Hey, you know, we're not very good. I can see why people buy plants from the store that are already started, just because they were growing. A lot of them were doing very, very good, and probably about 25% of them never actually sprouted. And we talked to our good friend Jessica over at Roots and Refuge Farm, and I was asking her about it, and she's like, well, how many? And I was like, you know, like 1/3 of them, and like 20 something of them, 25, 30 of them never sprouted. She's like, well, you probably planted the seeds too deep, so that by the time that they came out of their shell, that they ran out of energy before they ever got to the top. So I killed them. We buried them too deep. And then the others were growing good, and it was nice and sunny this last week. We're like, oh, we'll get them some sun. Some of the leaves got sunburned, and they didn't do very well. And then they got dry, and then we overwatered them. And apparently all of this sunburning and dry and then getting too much water, it shocked them, and this decimation is the result of all that. So today we're going to replant some seeds. I'm not going to go through and show you everything, but we also did go get some new plants from Jessica over at Roots and Refuge Farm. Got a bunch of plants from her, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But first, I got some footage from when we went and picked those up for you to check out.
This box that I just got ready here is going to a couple of friends who are doing a garden this year, and it's new to them. It's something that they're new at. They tried to start seeds and they had some trouble with it, so I am hooking them up with some started plants, and they're gonna swing by here and pick them up.
That's really, maybe someday I'll be a plant giver awayer, and we can, well, hopefully we won't be social distancing by then.
Well, this is our social interaction in this strange time which we're living.
Thanks, Jess.
It's crazy.
Hey, go give Jessica hugs for me. Because I can't.
Yeah, I'd hug you, but you know, I'm a rule follower. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
So we had some pretty good storms come through yesterday and on, I guess, Saturday. And here used to be a little canopy that we leave up to get some extra sun that I'm supposed to take down when it rains, but it was a long weekend and I forgot, so it's over here now. So the wind caught it and it doesn't look like any of the stuff broke, which is good. But so I'm gonna get that done, and yeah, I don't know. What's up, dude? What you doing? You got Lucas over here, little Batman. You can't get in there, buddy. You don't need in there. You wanna say hi? No. You don't want to say hi? Okay. After we get this garden up and running, one of the things that we're also wanting to do is get a chicken coop. And but we want to get a chicken coop on wheels so that we can get it to go up and down this fence line. And which we're gonna have to get. The little yard is gonna have to be fully caged because we've got a hawk, which Jessica has named Tony Hawk, that likes to hunt from these trees up here. And I'm afraid that if we let the chickens free range in the yard, they would probably get eaten up by Mr. Tony Hawk. Are you supposed to be in there? As you can see, it is pretty wet out here. This is that wet land that we have. You know, we're on a septic system here, so all the gray water comes out over this way. Which is why we want to do raised beds so that it's up out of the water, which is doing its thing. You can see they're pretty dry, but the rest of it's like a marshland. Lucas, get out of there, dude. And so it's gonna be a few days before it dries up before we can really get out here. I may end up building a little ditch or digging a little ditch until May, because it's usually May, June before it dries up. But we've been getting so much rain this year and last year that it's just stayed wet. But we'll probably end up getting a little ditch dug. I'll dig it and try to divert some of the water to keep our walking paths somewhat drained. And we were gonna plant in the next few days, but then I checked the weather forecast over the weekend. Lucas is sinking. And check the weather forecast. Did you get stuck, dude? Did you get stuck? No. Yeah? Oh boy, what are you getting me into? Grab my hand. Stay out of there. But I checked the weather forecast, and it's supposed to get in like 34 degrees tonight. And you don't want seeds in the ground because they could freeze and not survive. So it'll work out good, because I think Thursday, Friday it should be good and dry out here, so we can get a lot of those plants transplanted and get some items direct sowed. And it's exciting. I'm having fun doing something, since we can't really go anywhere. Having something that I know is going to produce some food for us. I think that's really a big gratifying part of it, if you ever grown a garden, is just how fulfilling it is when you actually get to eat something that you've grown, and that's pretty exciting. All right, so we're pretty much done planting, and we used a different process this time versus what we did last time, so hopefully it yields different results. But there's an important lesson to learn in all of this. I know it is for us, and if you think about it, probably will be for you too, is that just like we've never really done this before, is that the times that we're in, we've never lived during these times before. We've never really lived during a pandemic in which they shut down everything in the economy. Businesses just shut down. And I know that a lot of people that I've talked to, that they've been struggling. You know, I've been struggling, Jess has been struggling, that we've all been struggling, because we don't know what we're doing during these times. Like, there's just so much stuff that nobody has ever been through before, and it's okay. Like, give yourself some grace. Like, just shake it off. Like, whether it's been, like, I've been really short-tempered with the kids, amongst other things, like things that I normally don't have issues with, like I'm having issues with, just because this is stressful times. No matter whether you're afraid or not afraid, it's still stressful. So cut yourself a break, give yourself a break, cut yourself some slack, I think is the correct terminology. Because you've never been through this before, we've never been through this before, and you can quit and give up and just sit there and do nothing, or you can start over like we did. You know, yes, we could probably just directly sow into the ground this next week, but we want to learn. Like, this is something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, that we're wanting to try it over again. So I just want to encourage you to get up tomorrow, shake it off, and try it over again, and give yourself a break. All right, so we hope you have enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't done so already, and hit the subscribe button while you're at it.
And if you have not already, check us out at www.thefamilyflips.com. And if you're on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, what a coincidence! So are we!
Links down in the description for those.
Until next time,
Peace.